Hello guys, in today's video I wanted to showcase you my Tempest Flurry build, which was made in around 20 divines budget. This build is excellent for farming breaches at high tier maps due to its speed and the defensive layers that we have, and I will talk about them later. As for bosses, this build can definitely kill all of the uber bosses, but I wouldn't recommend that because it was made mainly for the fast mapping and it has pretty low single target. But if you just wanna kill bosses to get your Atlas skill points, I'm sure that you can do it. Our main skill is Tempest Flurry, and it works that when we attack with it, we just move forward. So we stack a lot of attack speed just to travel quickly through maps. As you can see, we are using a level 1 weapon, so to get damage we have to stack intelligence for flat damage from our gloves and strength for percentage damage from our weapon. And since this is a low budget build and we focus so much on getting a lot of dexterity just to quickly clear maps, our intelligence and strength are pretty low, and because of that we also have to grab any flat damage on our gear that we can. And going to our defenses, we have almost 5000 energy shield with CI, and CI makes that we are immune to chaos damage. Also with over 75% chance to evade enemy attacks, which makes us almost immortal while mapping. And thanks to how Tempest Flurry works, we are constantly moving and using it, so it's super hard to die while mapping. For the weapon, you want to get a corrupted one with added cold damage, and you want to get cold damage just to make sure that our Herald of Ice is proccing correctly. And also you want to socket it with attack speed soul cores. For the gloves, you want to get the hand wisdom and action gloves, just the normal item for all the stackers. And looking at the rings, I've got mine with triple attributes, rarity and some flat damage. You want to get any flat damage, the element doesn't matter, you can get even physical damage, but the best will be cold damage to improve our Herald of Ice clear. With attributes, I went with high dexterity and intelligence and lower strength, but you can sacrifice some dexterity and get more strength. If you do that, you will have more damage, but your attacks will be a little bit slower. Next item is the amulet, and I went with resistances, attributes and some energy shield. And the annoint is a subterfuge mask. It gives us evasion rating per maximum energy shield on our helmet. Make sure that you get any attribute on the amulet. Next is the belt, and here we just want to get strength because you can get any other attribute on the belt, so just go with the strength and some resistances. For the boots, you want to make sure that you get boots with dexterity or intelligence, some resist and rarity, and you don't care about the movement speed because we are moving just with the Tempest Flurry skill, ideally with high energy shield. And for the helmet I went with resist, some rarity and high energy shield, and basically that's all. And for the body armor, you want to have high evasion and energy shield just to fit all of our auras, and also you want to get some resistance there. Going to the skills, my main skill is the Tempest Flurry, and I linked it with Martial Tempo, Primal Alignment, Rage and Crescendo. I have it as a 5 link, but as a 6 link you want to get the Tempest Flurry to level 11 or something like that, just the higher level than 5, and then as a 6 link, link it with Inspiration. By leveling it to the higher level, your mana cost will go up, but with the Inspiration support you will bring it down, and it will be almost as the same as the level 5. Also, I know the numbers are pretty low, but I focused mainly on getting huge attack speed just to move fast. I mean, huge in this budget, of course. But if you don't care that much about the attack speed, you can just spec some dexterity from the tree and get more strength or intelligence. Next skill is the charge staff. I linked it with persistence, overcharge, perpetual charge and execute. And in order to activate charge staff, you need to have power charges active. And we are generating power charges by using Combat Frenzy. It's linked to Profusion and Clarity. And Combat Frenzy with Resonance, when you freeze or electrocute an enemy, we are freezing the enemies, then you get the power charge, and when you get the power charge you can activate the charge staff. Then I've got the bell with Overabundance, Close Combat, Concentrated Effect and Elemental Focus. And Elemental Focus is very important to have it there, because if you unlink the Elemental Focus, then you will just don't have any mana left. Because if you have the Elemental Focus in the bell, then the bell cannot shock the enemies, so the bell cannot proc the Cast on Shock, and the only way that we proc Cast on Shock is the Charge Staff and the Tempest Flurry, and then we are alright. But if you unsocket it, unlink it, Then the Tempest Bell will also shock the enemies, and the Casson Shock will just go like crazy and it will drain all your mana in just a second. And going to the Casson Shock, it's socketed with Eye of Winter, Chain, Inspiration and Impetus. And important stuff is that if you want to socket the Chain or Inspiration in the Casson Shock, first you have to socket their Eye of Winter. Because look, if I don't have Eye of Winter there, I just can't socket the Chain or the Inspiration. So we want to socket Eye of Winter first, and then the Inspiration and Chain. Then we've got Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder, and Herald of Ice is linked to Lightning Infusion, Conduction, Longshot and Cold Mastery, and Herald of Thunder with Lightning Mastery, Glaciation, Cold Infusion and Ambush. Then Wind Dancer with Maim and Blind, Combat Frenzy, I said it, with Profusion and Clarity, and Green Fist. Going to the 3, I want to talk about Ascendancy first, so we want to take the Let Me Through the Grace, because that's our only source of the spirit, and the high evasion rating and energy shield body armor, and you want to get almost the same as mine, get the 220 spirit to socket all of the auras that we are using. Then we are taking the I'm the Blizzard, because it gives us 10% extra cold damage. This is pretty important because it helps our heralds to proc themselves and make chain explosions. Also I'm taking I'm the Thunder just for some extra damage. Also you can take the Unbound Avatar, but I'm not sure if I like it. And then Sunder my enemies, just to ignore enemy elemental resistances on crits. And we have some crit, we have 36%, and with Eye of Winter we have additional 10% base. Okay, going further into the tree, we are just going straight, taking some notes, and then here we are taking Controlled Metamorphosis. You have to take the small or the very small ring, take the Spagnetification node and this node. Also in this budget build I went with more tanky version just for maps. We get some more intelligence there and a lot of energy shield, and also I took this because it gives us 12% of our maximum energy shield as the stun threshold, so we no longer have to use the charm for the stun, we are only using charm for the freeze. We have to take this node because we are CI, so we have 1 life, but we are immune to chaos damage. Also I'm not using this keystone, but if you want to recharge your life with life flask, just take this node and then your energy shield will start recharging when you press your life flask. Those are my jewels, and I will give a link to the PoE trade with the exact jewels that I have. And if you are feeling you are tanky enough, you can just drop this whole section there and take some more crit. Take crit there, this cluster, these 4 nodes, these small nodes, and this and this. And now to the people that were playing my 15 Divine Eye Strike. If you want to change to this Tempest Flurry build, you just have to unsocket the Eye Strike, Hand of Chayula and the Shattering Palm. Then you socket Tempest Flurry, Combat Frenzy and Charge Staff. And for the skills that's all. And make sure that you are following the new tree and you have taken the Resonance. And for the items you can use the same items that I was using in the 15 Divine version. Just change the weapon, yeah. Instead of this one with double flat damage, take attack speed, runes and flat damage on the corrupt. And I think that's all. You will be a little bit squishier, but you will have more damage, so yeah. And another thing is that you won't have as much spirit as I have right now if you want to change the armor for the high evasion and energy shield. So you will have to turn off Casson Shock for maps and turn on it while you are going on the boss, and then turn off Green Fist for boss. And for the future upgrades for this build, I would say that the first item that you want to buy is the belt. And as you can see with these not too good rings, just the belt gives us about 50% more damage. And if you go and change your rings also for the better ones, then that's all over 2 times the damage that we have before. Another upgrade that isn't too expensive and it's pretty okay is to buy the Pillar of the Cage God with the corruption for the 12% increase weapon damage instead of 10. That's not too big, but it's always something. Then also if you want to buy, you can buy a corrupted gloves with 1 to 12 lightning damage. And of course the chest. The chest is the biggest upgrade if you can afford it. I mean, I know that this chest costs about 100 divines, but if you just can get one with 4 sockets, it will be good too. And as I said, this build isn't too good for fighting the bosses, but if you want to get your points, there I will show you my fight of the Breach difficulty 4 boss. and as you can see the damage is pretty okay, but you have to play it well. So, and start attacking the boss, then spam the bell, and as you can see when the hands are coming, just dodge them. Don't move normally, just whenever you move, just use your Tempest Flurry, because basically we don't have any movement speed in this build. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like, comment or a subscribe, and if you have any more questions, just leave the comment in the comment section. I will answer you, and I'm leaving all the links to the trades in the description.